I never thought I'd be the man sitting wide awake at 3 a.m., staring at the front door, waiting for a wife who had sworn she'd be home hours earlier. My name is Daniel, and for nearly 7 years I believed my marriage was solid. Emily was once the woman who laughed at my worst jokes, the woman who claimed she couldn't sleep unless her head rested against my chest. But over time, things shifted. At first it was subtle, like a cold breeze slipping through a barely open window. And then, little by little, the warmth disappeared. That night wasn't supposed to be different from any other. Emily told me she was going for drinks with coworkers after a long week. I didn't argue. I knew she worked hard, and I trusted her. But when midnight came and went, when her phone vibrated once and then fell silent, unease lodged itself deep inside me. By 2 o'clock, I called. No response. By 3, I sent a text disguised in humor, hiding my unease. Don't forget you got a husband waiting at home. Still nothing. Every car rolling down the street made my stomach twist. Every burst of laughter in the distance made me wonder if it was hers. When dawn crept in and the door remained unopened, something inside me changed. I wasn't angry in a loud, explosive way. It was quieter, heavier, the kind of anger that hardens into decision. At 7, my phone lit up with a message. Just one line. Fell asleep at Sarah's. Don't wake up. No sorry. No explanation. Just dismissal, as if my worry was irrelevant. I walked into the bedroom, the air carrying a perfume that no longer felt like home. At my desk, I pulled a blank page from the drawer. My hand was steady as I wrote what I had been holding back for months. Emily, I'm leaving. Good luck with your debts. I folded the note and set it neatly on the kitchen counter beside a half-empty bottle of wine. As I did, memories flashed, her endless shopping sprees, the maxed-out credit cards, the time she brushed off every conversation about money with, "Don't worry, Daniel. We'll figure it out." But we had long since turned into just me, working late, covering bills, cleaning up the wreckage. The truth was, she hadn't only vanished that night. She'd been gone from our marriage for years, absent from our plans, absent from me. I packed quietly, shirts, jeans, the basics. No slamming drawers, no theatrics, just calm resolve. With each folded shirt, I felt lighter, as though I was unpacking the burden I'd been carrying for so long. When Emily finally stumbled through the door, sunlight was spilling across the floor. She froze when she saw the suitcase waiting. Her makeup was smudged, her hair messy in a way that told me she hadn't simply been at Sarah's. Her mouth opened to explain, but her eyes landed on the note. She went still. I didn't wait for her excuses. I didn't want another half-story, another empty promise. I lifted the handle of my bag, gave her one last look, and walked out. No shouting, no fight, just silence. The kind of silence that says more than words ever could. Outside, the morning air was crisp, almost cleansing. For the first time in years, I could breathe without the weight of disappointment pressing against my chest. As I loaded my suitcase into the trunk, I thought of the life I was leaving. Not the furniture of the house, but the constant feeling of being less important than whatever new distraction caught her eye. Driving away, I remember the first time she admitted her debt. I was young, still hopeful, still foolish enough to believe love could cover everything. I worked overtime, canceled plans, tightened every corner of our life to clean up the mess. She swore it would never happen again, but the bills always returned, thicker, heavier, and her apologies grew weaker. Her staying out all night wasn't just betrayal. It was the last break in a rope that had been fraying for years. By the time Emily unfolded that note, I was already across town. I pictured her face as she read it. Those few words weren't cruel. They were final. It was the first boundary I'd ever drawn. The first time I said, "Enough," she never reached out afterward. Maybe pride held her back. Maybe she knew there was nothing left to fix. When friends asked what happened, I didn't hide it. I told them, marriages don't collapse overnight. They erode piece by piece, until the one person holding it together lets go. I rented a small apartment downtown. Nothing fancy, but it was mine. That first night, lying in bed, I listened to quiet. Not the anxious quiet of waiting for someone to come home, but the calm quiet of being free. For the first time in years, I wasn't responsible for her chaos. Her debts were hers to carry, as they should be. And me, I finally chose myself. Leaving wasn't easy, but sometimes survival means you stop patching a sinking ship and swim for shore. As I turned the key in that new apartment door, I felt something I hadn't in a long, long time: peace.